Yes, Selina Ryan, thank you very much for joining us. We now move on, where Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has also said that the IDF has been instructed to dismantle Hamas strongholds. He has said that there are 2 remaining Hamas sites that are now on target. As part of the Gaza takeover plan, Netanyahu also outlined a 3-step plan to increase aid in Gaza. He mentioned inclusion of designated safe corridors for humanitarian aid distribution, as well as more airdrops by Israeli forces and other partners. He said the plan would also include increasing the number of safe distribution points managed by the controversial US and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Meanwhile, UN ambassadors have condemned Israel's plans to take control of Gaza, as the Israeli Prime Minister insists it is the best way to end the war. He also claimed Israeli hostages held in Gaza were the only ones being deliberately starved, and denied Israel was starving Gazans. We are once again joined by Shruti Dasgupta. Shruti, of course, this Gaza Humanitarian Foundation and Benjamin Netanyahu's comments yesterday say that there is no intention of starving the population of Gaza. However, statements from some of Benjamin Netanyahu's cabinet has said otherwise. The likes of Itamar Ben-Gvir and Bezalel Smotrich have said in Parliament that they plan to occupy Gaza completely, and have also criticised the flow of humanitarian aid into the enclave. What's different about what's going on inside Israel, inside the Israeli parliament, along with Benjamin Netanyahu's close circle of ministers, and also what he said last night to the international press?
So when he began his Gaza conflict, his Gaza adventures, Netanyahu had the undivided support of all of Israel, including his opposition parties. But as the human toll increases and the loss of lives of Israeli hostages held by Hamas is becoming more and more important as part of the conversation as compared to elimination of Hamas, we are finding that the opposition is gaining ground, not just in the political forums of Israeli parliament, but also in the cities and streets of Israel. And this is what these particular statements reflect. But I would also like to draw your attention to the fact that the UN report itself on UN aid to Gaza says that from 19th May to around the 4th of August, only 88% of the trucks, 88% of the trucks were intercepted by Hamas. That means 88% of the aid that was being sent by UN was never reaching Gazans. And when this figure comes close to August 10th, this figure has now reached close to 90%. So any UN aid that most of us analysts have been saying, the Gazans are starving, there's no doubt about that. But who is exactly starving them? It is the Hamas, because it looks good for them. They are able to put pressure on Israel and make Netanyahu and his team look like the monsters who have starved billions and billions of people, caused lots and lots of life loss, and are only interacting with power dynamics in relation to Gaza. So they have these kind of narratives, and especially the words that are coming out of the opposition parties from Israel is helping Hamas, because it is now putting Netanyahu in the gray zone rather than helping him kind of justify the end of Hamas. And Hamas is very happy with whatever is happening, because it puts pressure on international bodies to recognize it. We have seen large number of nations coming up and standing for its cause. So Palestinian cause gets acceptance, Palestinian cause gets popularity, Palestinian state gets recognition, and the Hamas, despite having lots of losses, Gazans, despite being starved, almost going to extinction, get exactly what they wanted out of the October 7th attack. So they are being rewarded, as the other panelists had been saying, that they're being rewarded for the October 7th attack and the loss of lives of Israelis thereafter. So it's really complicated.
Shruti, you are right, it is very complicated. There is, however, no verifiable evidence, solid evidence coming out that Hamas has been linking aid. In fact, a USAID review of last month said that there was at least 44 incidents were directly or indirectly attributed to Israeli military actions to the looting of aid, and it also said that there has been no significant evidence that that Hamas is looting a significant amount of aid, with no instances directly linked to Hamas. There was also, of course, a anonymous Israeli military official statement to the New York Times, where several unnamed officials reportedly told the outlet that no evidence exists of Hamas routinely stealing US aid. How does one go about navigating the different reports, different claims about this conflict and such an important topic that affects so many starving people amid this humanitarian crisis?
So exactly how you stated, it's very there is no balance in narrative. We know that one report tells us that it's the Hamas that are looting, the other saying that the IDF is shooting on people, and there have been a large number of casualties where suspected Hamas operatives were used as a cause of shooting while people were trying to seek aid. So we do not have balanced narratives as far as that is concerned, but we do have one or two, let's say now, video evidences where we see starved hostages and really healthy Hamas operatives, or at least the hand of a really healthy Hamas operative. So at least Hamas is not starving. And if they are not starving, and Gazans are, as we've had photo proofs, so it shows that at least, if not all, a large amount of aid is being subverted into places where it would make sure that the optics of war favor Hamas's narrative more than the Israeli narrative. So I would tend to believe more of the aid question, that the Hamas are benefiting more than the narrative that the IDF is deliberately starving Gazans. They are starving Hamas. Gazans are, and unfortunately, bilateral or collateral damage that is happening.
Yes, Shruti Dasgupta, thank you very much for joining us. Always a